Hello! Have you ever thought about how a search engine works? Let's say you're interested in apples, because everyone loves apples, right? So you go to your favorite search engine, type in your query, and just after a fraction of a second you get your result. The question is, how does it work? See, the thing is, web documents are not categorized like in a library. There are millions and millions of documents on the web all across the world on different machines. And to a computer, each of these documents is just a long sequence of words. A computer does not understand the content of a document. We need to abstract it somehow. So how can we find out if two documents are similar by just looking at their words? Imagine we have a very simple document collection that contains only two words, apple and banana. What we do is, we let our computer count the frequency of each word in each of our documents. For example, document 1 mentions apple 4 times and banana only once. In document 2, apple occurs only once and banana 3 times. And document 3 does not contain the word apple at all. Remember vectors from school? That's essentially what we did. We represented our documents as a list of numbers, a document vector. Why? We'll see in a minute. Once we are finished with counting, we create our index. That's a list of all the words of our vocabulary, and we also remember in which documents the words were contained. Of course, a real-world index will get really huge. And here comes the trick. We also turn our search query into a vector, exactly as we did with our documents before. Now we can use our index to look up our documents that contain the word apple. Document 3 did not mention apples, so it's not relevant to our search. And here's the nice thing about vectors, you can draw them, see? Here's document 1, 4 on the red and 1 on the yellow axis. And then we have document 2, 1 on the red and 3 on the yellow axis. And last but not least, there's our query vector. You can see that the angle between our query and document 1 is much smaller. They are closer to each other. So by comparing all the angles, our search engine decides that document 1 is more relevant to our search and returns it as a result. But so far, we only consider apples and bananas. What if our vocabulary grows? Let's say we add the word coconut. As you can see, this just adds another axis. We are in 3D now. But our previous vectors do not change at all. Even if we have one axis for every single word we can think of, the principle stays the same. Unfortunately, our computer does not care about higher dimensions. To the computer, it's just a little more computation. So, by creating an index and turning our documents into vectors, we were able to find similar documents by just looking at their angles. It's not magic, it's just computer science.